Yeah, good morning everyone, and welcome to Retailing Management online classes. This is Dr. Mahesh M. Onjeri, Assistant Professor from Department of Management Studies, SDM College of Engineering and Technology, Dharwad. So, dear students, so we were learning about the retail market strategy, chapter number 5 from unit 2. Okay, so before I continue the last part of the chapter, so let me quickly take a recap, okay, of what we have learned in the previous class. Okay, so Sharon, can you see the PowerPoint slides?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let me take a quick recap of what we have learned. Okay, so elements in a retail strategy are target market, retail format, and sustainable competitive advantage. So sustainable competitive advantage is nothing but positioning and differentiation. Please remember. So this elements of retail strategy were illustrated with the example of Ginny and Johnny specialty apparel store. Then we learned in detail about what is the target market and retail format. So with the, again one more illustration of retail markets for women's apparel in USA. So how different retail stores, basically competitors, have positioned themselves, okay, in the women's apparel markets, especially in three fashion segments that were conservative, traditional, and fashion oriented. Then we moved on to the sources of competitive advantage or positioning and differentiation. So how a company can attain that edge over its competition. So there, all the sources are broadly classified into those sources which can give a more enduring, sustainable competitive advantage, and those sources, okay, that can give a competitive advantage for a shorter period of time. Then we started the learning on the growth strategies, okay, market penetration, market expansion. So I can know this market penetration, opening more number of stores, similar opening more number of similar stores in the same target markets. Market expansion is entering into newer target markets, including newer geographical markets with the existing type of retail formats. Then format development, developing new formats for the existing target markets, like example the Reliance Retail, even Future Retail earlier also had different formats for the same target markets. Then the last strategy, okay, in the theory is diversification. Okay, see, like any other organization, even a retail chain is also an organization, and they also adopt the strategy of diversification. So diversifying means starting something new. So here starting a new business. So again, in diversification, basically there are two types which you might have learned already: related diversification and unrelated diversification. Okay, so a company which is into a company which is into tobacco, say for example, manufacturing of cigarettes, okay, ventures into a new business of, okay, packaged consumer goods or FMCG products, okay, like ITC in India. So we call it unrelated diversification. So related diversification is basically it will lead to either backward integration or forward integration. Okay. So in diversification strategy, a retailer introduces a new retail format toward a market segment that is not currently served by the retailer. Okay. So I repeat, diversification strategy. A retailer introduces a new retail format toward a market segment that is not currently served by the retailer, means new format for newer target market. So the example of related diversification here is Reliance Retail. Okay. So Reliance Retail has a Reliance Fresh as well as a Reliance Market. Both sell same products, groceries. Okay. So Reliance Fresh is a supermarket, Reliance Market is a warehouse club. Okay, so target market of Reliance Fresh is household, middle class households, as well as target market of Reliance Market is middle class households. But in addition to middle class households, Reliance Market caters to one more segment, that is small businesses like kirana stores and restaurants, etc. So we call this the related diversification. So Reliance Retail in this example has developed a new format, that is a warehouse club, okay, for a newer market segment, that is the kirana stores and restaurants. It's a business market. Then in unrelated diversification, okay, so Walmart Incorporation, world's largest company, Fortune #1 company, which is a retailer, okay, has ventured into logistics business. So dear students, I hope you can understand. Logistics has got nothing to do with retail business. Retailing is buying from the vendor and selling it to the end user for a margin. So it's a service. So logistics basically includes order processing, inventory management, warehousing, and transportation. So Walmart has ventured into Walmart Logistics. So this Walmart Logistics supports Walmart retail operations. And also Walmart has also entered into Walmart Realty. So Realty is a real estate business. Okay. So related to land, building, and so on. So vertical integration into wholesaling or manufacturing is also possible by the company. Okay. So a retailer may also get into manufacturing. If you can recall the interview of Kishore Biani in the Retail Summit 2019. So he was mentioning about he owns certain 40 manufacturing units. So that future retails, okay, venture into manufacture is called as a vertical integration. So it is a backward integration. And if the retailer is also engaged into wholesaling through wholesale formats, in India, Walmart has a wholesale store called as Best Price. They are purely into wholesaling only, not into retailing as well as wholesaling. So that way, the examples for vertical integration, backward integration was a future retail. Okay, now future retail is owned by Reliance Retail. So you can give the example of Reliance Retail for a backward integration into manufacturing. And for forward integration into wholesaling, Walmart example we can give. Walmart is basically a retailer, but it has also ventured into pure wholesaling in India by introducing a newer format of warehouse club where they are purely engaged into wholesaling. So this was the last strategy, okay, which we were about to learn. Okay, so there are a couple of more slides after which I will take your questions. Then global growth opportunities. Okay. So there is a classification of countries based on the economic growth rate. The economies that are showing a very high growth rate of over and above 5, 6, 7, and sometimes even above 8%. So these nations are referred to as BRICS nation. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So these are the countries, okay, whose economic growth rate or GDP is very high. If we consider the economic growth rate of the world's largest economies, like, okay, America, China, Japan, okay, so it will be very low as below 3%, because the markets are saturated in world's most developed countries or the largest economies. So the companies in these countries are looking out for the opportunities globally for their growth. Otherwise, the growth of these businesses also will be saturated like the economies of those countries. So that is the reason why companies from Japan, America, United Kingdom, and most of the developed nations, they come out of their country and try to enter into new countries which show a promising economic growth rate. So yeah, there are many countries, but here for study, two countries are considered. One is China. So BRICS, BRIC, Brazil, Russia, India, China. So though the economies are growing at a very healthy rate, okay, the markets are potential, but definitely the markets are not without challenges. Okay, in China, one of the major problem is the operating costs are continuously rising. So shrinking the profit margins and making it difficult for retailers to operate. And lack of managerial talent. Okay, so imagine a company like Walmart with over a million of employees. Okay, so retail stores are basically people driven. Okay, it's a hierarchical structure you will have. There will be defined role and responsibilities and tasks which the employees have to perform. And you will need good managers to coordinate with these employees, assign them work, motivate them, extract the work, okay, and keep the productivity at high time. So such managerial talent is lacking in China. And supply chain is the backbone, okay, basically for any company, because right from the procurement of raw materials to the manufacturing unit, manufacturing the product, maintaining inventory of the finished goods in the warehouses, then transporting the goods from warehouses to market, delivering the product to the customer. Okay, so about 30 to 40% of the total cost is due to logistics cost or supply chain costs. So imagine if the supply chain is inefficient, it means the cost of producing and delivering the goods to customer will be very high. Again, it will take a hit on the margins. And we are talking about retailers, basically retailers who buy from the vendors and sell to the end users in smaller quantities for a margin. And if the costs are going to be high, like the operating cost or supply chain costs, the margins will shrink and the retailers' profit will be lower, and it will make them less competitive in the market because they will not be able to reduce the prices and increase demand. Then, yeah, our country, India. So the basic challenges include consumer behavior. Okay, though India also has inefficient supply chain problem, that's why it is not repeated here again. So in India also our supply chain is far less inefficient, okay, far less efficient than China. Okay, but other than that, we have some typical problems like consumer behavior. Consumers in India prefers a small family-owned stores. These are called as a mom and pop stores in English, or in India, Kirana stores. See, but there is a reason also why these small, or why Indian consumers prefer small family-owned stores or Kirana stores. Indian consumers buy more frequently. in smaller quantities. So one reason why Indians prefer Kirana stores is Indian consumers buy, okay, more frequently in smaller quantities. Say for example, milk is purchased every day almost. Eggs, okay, 3, 4, 6 eggs purchased once or twice in a week. Okay, so even I have seen consumers who are buying just one egg, okay, and going home. Second day again buying a single egg, okay. The advantage is these Kirana stores are just in the neighborhood at arm's length. Okay, you open your door, walk for a couple of steps, and you will find a Kirana stores in the neighborhood. So it is easy. And this is all due to again the lower purchasing power of the consumers. And one more bigger, so Indian consumers generally do not prefer large format stores. Okay, they hesitate to enter into those large format stores. And the way small Kirana stores are established in the neighborhood at arm's length. Arm's length means, okay, few steps, okay, away from the home. You cannot open supermarkets or hypermarkets in every nook and corner of the city or town. It is impossible. Okay, then second challenge or second problem in for retailers in India, for foreign retailers in India, is restrictions on foreign direct investment. Okay, there are different types of FDI in retailing. One is investment in e-commerce format like Amazon, Flipkart, 100% FDI is allowed. Then FDI into pure wholesaling. Okay, 100% FDI is allowed. Walmart's best price, wholly owned subsidiary. Then single branded retail stores. Recall those Nike, Adidas, Reebok, Jockey. Okay, single branded retail stores. Again, 100% FDI is allowed. Okay, but the where the majority of the market is in multi-branded retail stores. The example for multi-brand retail store is Big Bazaar. Okay, so which is a hypermarket that sells a variety of brands, hundreds of brands in the store. So in such multi-brand retail store format, foreign direct investment is restricted. With only, okay, up to 51% of foreign company can invest in multi-brand retail outlets. Remaining 49% has to be invested by a Indian company. But again, there are different restrictions like though Indian government may permit, but these retailers have to take permission in each and every state separately to open their stores. And many states do not support foreign retailers. Okay. So, and there are states, okay, which put additional restrictions on on the market day. Say, for example, in Dharwad, Tuesday is the market day. So, where uh, large number of villagers come to city market in Dharwad with their fruits and vegetables. They sell and go back in the evening. So on those days, supermarkets have to be closed. Okay. So like this, there are so many restrictions. So all the foreign retailers have decided not to enter into Indian market in multi-brand retail outlet. It's not totally closed. But looking at these restrictions, what I mentioned, it is not feasible or possible for any company to operate multi-brand retail stores in India. The uncertainty is very high, flexibility is almost zero. Okay. So though there are good economies like China and India, but they have their own challenges. So even Walmart has failed in China. Okay, Amazon for that matter failed in China. Facebook has failed in China. So Chinese basically prefer their companies of origin. Okay, of China. Okay, then couple of okay points or keys to success in global retailing. So globally sustainable retailer need to have globally sustainable competitive advantage. Yes, definitely it is not impossible, but yeah, it is not possible for every company either. But there are some examples which I have put here. These companies are present globally now in many other countries where foreign direct investment is allowed and doing of ease of doing business is very good. So definitely most of the global foreign retailers have entered into other countries already, and these examples what I'm giving have developed a sustainable competitive advantage globally. They have positioned themselves very well globally, and they include Walmart and Carrefour. Okay, so discount stores both are low cost and efficient operations. So Walmart says lower prices always, and they have maintained it all over the world wherever they have started their stores. Starbucks and KFC, strong private label brands. Okay, so Starbucks has its own brands of coffee powder and other products. Then the Gap, Zara, H&M. Okay, so more than store, they are referred to as brands. Okay, so more than stores, they are referred to as brands. So they have become so reputed, so popular in fashion segment. Okay, even when I first came to know about Gap jeans, so I thought it was a brand of jeans. And later, okay, when I started teaching retailing, I got to know that the Gap is a retail store and Gap is a private label of the Gap store. And Best Buy, IKEA, Toys R Us. Okay, so these are category specialists. Best Buy, okay, is a consumer electronics category specialist. IKEA is a furniture specialist in furniture. Okay, I visited one IKEA furniture store in Hyderabad along during the study tour of your seniors. Okay, definitely, dear friends, half a day it took to finish the entire visit. Half a day, you may not believe. Okay, and it was worth. Okay, so you might have never seen a retail store like IKEA. So if anybody get an opportunity to visit IKEA stores, okay, you need not buy anything. Okay, nobody discourages you from visiting, and you don't even need a permission. Just walk into the store. There will be a path. Follow the arrow marks. Okay, it will take you to the entire store. You can click picture also. They encourage. Definitely, they don't discourage you. Okay, then Toys R Us. Okay, is a category specialist among toys. It's a toy store. Okay, so the first key. Okay, the first important factor to achieve success in global retailing is positioning globally. Okay, developing a very strong positioning globally for your store. Second factor or key is adaptability. So as I discussed about the Chinese and Indian markets, okay, so if a retailer is unable to adapt to the taste and preferences of the consumers in a new country, then definitely the company will not succeed. So it is required for a retailer to adapt to the taste and preferences of the customers in a new country where it wants to enter. And definitely global culture, there is nothing like global culture, but each country has its own culture. So the retail company needs to understand the culture in new country where it wants to enter, respect the culture, and try to blend in the culture so that they become part of the culture and become acceptable by the customers in that new country. And definitely, needless to say, that the company that is planning to enter into global market means a retail chain which wants to enter into new countries and start new stores in different countries must have okay deep pockets. That is large or abundant financial resources. So if we can recall, Indian retailers or most of the Indian companies for that matter struggle to arrange for investments. Okay, struggle to arrange for investments. But companies like Walmart, Amazon, you can look at. Okay, so Flipkart since 14 years yet to see their first profit, not yet made their first profit, but still Walmart has purchased it and pumping money into Flipkart. Amazon, okay, though new into India, but their losses are also up to 6,000 crore, okay, which I used to read in the class for your seniors. Okay, they also okay, having money is being pumped, $2 billion, $1 billion, okay, continuously. Jeff Bezos is pumping money into Amazon. Okay, so that is what I mean. Deep pockets. A company which wants to enter into new countries and start their stores or business should have large financial resources. So these are the keys for success in global retailing. Okay, but it is not okay. It is easier said than done. Okay. So a company really need to have a clear focus. It need to have clarity on its international market strategy or global strategy. So only such companies succeed in global markets. Okay. So that's the end of chapter 5. Okay. So this is a new format. Again, it comes from Future Retail. Okay, called Hometown. Okay. So this is again, there is a store in America called as a Home Depot. Anything you need to, okay, build a new house, okay, or renovate a new house, renovate an old house. Anything from nails, paints, cement, bricks to steel, including the labor services, painters, for example, okay, including everything. Okay, I repeat. So what you need to build a new house or what you need to renovate an existing house, anything and everything you need, all products and services are available under one roof, including home loan financing, including home loans, believe it. Okay. So that is a hometown. I am not aware how many number of stores are there. Okay, and what is the success rate. But hometown is again from Future Retail. You can see the symbol here, flying bird. अब घर बनाना कितना आसान. Okay. But yeah, these stores, this is a large format store, okay, with clean and very attractive decorative departments like, okay, living room, okay, the products required for living room like curtains, sofas, etc., dining room, dining table, chairs, etc., bedroom, beds, bedspreads, blankets, curtains, okay, what night lamps, name it, kids room, kitchen, bathroom, okay. So anything you need, all are okay, divided into separate departments. And basically, there are three sections like exhibitions, markets, and services from where the customer can buy. And there will be also customer service associates, okay, who will assist you in identifying the quality of, okay, cement or sand, even for that matter, and the strength of the steel. Even they will make you understand, okay, which strength of steel is required for what purpose. So to this level, assistance is provided at the store. So this is also a retail market strategy of Future Retail. If this format is continued by Reliance Retail, now this store belongs to Reliance Retail. Okay, so it is a new format store. Okay, it's a new format store. Okay, so for a newer, for an existing segment. Okay, so middle class households. Okay, and this is a new format segment, new format store. Okay, so with this now I will conclude and I'll take your questions on this. And I have also a news article to discuss about IKEA store. It is related to retail market strategy. Yes, any questions? Yes, Anusha, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Prashant, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, Nandan.
No, sir.
Okay. Yes, Prema, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Akshata, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Pradeep, any questions you have?
No, sir.
Okay, Prasad.
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Varsha, any questions?
No, sir. No questions.
Okay, Snehal.
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So, though there are no questions, one thing what I learned is nobody was sleeping. All are alert and awake. Okay, that's a good sign. But you need to interact as well. Okay, listening and learning is one way, but you can also learn by way of discussions. But to discuss, you need some matter on hand, which you might have read. Okay, so and I have been presenting you continuously the news articles from just one source, that is Times of India, about for two subjects and quite different. One marketing, one HR. Okay, so if you can tap different sources, you will get okay news articles for my subjects as well for other subjects. Okay, but it looks like you are not taking it seriously. But anyway, so one more news share I will make. Yeah, and I'll go for the. I'll take attendance in the next class. So those students who are in the class, okay, do remember to join the next class, because what I have seen is once I take the attendance in the first session, students are not returning to second session. Okay. Okay. So Anusha, can you see the news article? Yeah, anybody who can hear me? Sharon,
Yes, sir. We
you
can
can
see
see
the
Yes,
the
news
news
yes,
article.
article.
sir.
Yeah. See
Yes,
this
sir. Yes, sir.
news.
We can see,
Yeah,
sir.
this news. Thank you. This news is again from Times of India, September 28, 2020, in Business Times. Okay. Still plan to expand to more cities. Okay, I repeat. Still plan to expand to more cities. IKEA India. So just that now I took the example, key to success in global markets. Okay, so one among them was okay, category specialists. Okay, IKEA store I considered. Okay, you dominate the category. IKEA dominates the furniture category globally. It's a company from Switzerland. So the news goes like this: the COVID-19 pandemic has slowed down Swedish furniture retailer IKEA's expansion plans in India. But the company is adjusting to the new reality while continuing to bet on the country as one of its very important markets. Say, global market opportunities. Okay, so India is one among the BRICS nations, BRI, okay, Brazil, Russia, India, with a economic growth rate of over 6 or 7 a year back. Now, due to the pandemic, okay, the economy is global economy itself has come down. That's not good. Okay. So they say IKEA's expansion plans in India, but the company is adjusting to the new reality while continuing to bet on the country as one of its very important markets. According to company India CEO Peter Bezel, with the changing consumer behavior due to the health crisis, online business will play a very important role. A student, please mute your audio. Some students' audio is on. Please mute your audio. Okay, so online business will play a very important role for IKEA, which plans to expand in India with an omni-channel approach. Okay, multiple channels, store channel as well as online channel. Okay, he said the pandemic. Okay, the news is more about pandemic. He further said India remains a very important market, and we have our plans to enter many cities with an omni-channel approach. Okay, see, opening new stores. Which type of strategy is it? Market expansion strategy. So the news reads here that IKEA plans to expand to more cities. It means IKEA wants to open more stores in new cities in India. Okay. So what type of a retail strategy is it? It is market expansion strategy. IKEA with its existing retail formats entering into newer geographical markets, market expansion strategy. Okay. And the Home Depot example which I gave, okay. Home Depot example, last slide which I gave is an example for format development strategy. Okay, for the existing target markets, middle class households, a new format was developed by Future Retail, where they sell products required for construction of a new home or for renovation of an existing home. So this is how it is very easy to understand management subjects with news articles in hand. You can very easily able to relate. Also recall our guest lecture, first guest lecture, she mentioned very clearly. Students should be able to connect theory with the practical aspects, and that is only possible with news. It will help you, okay, successfully get through the selection process. Okay, so I'm going to end meeting now. I'm going to send a new link. Attendance will be taken in the second session. So everyone please join, okay, immediately.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.